business news. Up next, it's time for a fact-checking segment, Truth or Fake, with Charlotte Hughes. Hi Charlotte, tonight you're focusing on the aftermath of the Tumbler Ridge mass shooting in Canada, which claimed several lives last week and left more than 24 people wounded. Some internet users are falsely accusing a resident in Ontario of the attack. Tell us more.
That's right, Sharon. Now, authorities have formally named the attacker as now deceased 18-year-old Tumbler Ridge resident, Jesse Van Rootselaar, pictured here on the right. Early reports from several media outlets identified the suspect as Jesse Strang, appearing to reference a last name used by Van Rootselaar's mother. This is a point I will come on to later, but the mother of a 25-year-old woman living in Ontario says her daughter is too afraid to go outside after being falsely accused by social media users of carrying out the attack, which occurred in the remote Canadian community of Tumbler Ridge last Tuesday. Now, in the wake of the shooting, internet users raced to prove the identity of the assailant. Some falsely held this woman responsible. American comedian Terrence K. Williams was among those to make this false allegation in this Facebook post, and conservative commentator David J. Harris Jr. also made the same claim. Now, these same images also circulated to other platforms, including X and Instagram, some posts garnering as many as 100,000 views, and many of these posts were accompanied by transphobic comments. As I say, though, the woman in the photo here is not Jesse Van Rootselaar. News agency AFP has identified this person as 25-year-old Zilly Strang, who currently, as I say, lives in Ontario. Now, AFP did manage to contact her mother, who said that Strang was, I quote, devastated. Her mother went on to say, I quote, "I don't understand how her profile was linked to this crime other than my child being transgender and having the last name Strang."
And Charlotte, in a rather extraordinary claim, some people online are falsely alleging that transgender people are more likely to commit mass shootings than the rest of the population.
Yeah, Sharon, and that's not the first time that this false accusation has been made. In the wake of mass shootings, regardless of the gender of the attacker, transgender and non-binary communities regularly face the unfounded allegation that they are more disproportionately violent than the rest of the population. Now, one chart used to make the claim originated from this post on X in August last year, claiming to use US data. It's titled "Mass Shooting Rates by Demographic between 2015 and 2025. And as you can see, it depicts rates for transgender groups as higher than those for other groups. So already, however, there are a number of issues with this graph. One of them being that its creator said he used a sample size of just 32 people. So already this is not a comprehensive picture. If we take a look at more complete data, it consistently shows that cisgender men, that is men assigned male at birth, most disproportionately commit these attacks and not transgender people. Now, this holds true for different definitions of the term mass shooting. The Violence Prevention Project, though, defines mass shooting as one in four people where one in which four people are fatally shot, not including the shooter, in a public location with no link to underlying criminal activities such as gangs or drugs. That is a similar definition to the one used here in the chart. But in comparison to the charts, the VPP has a more comprehensive overview in terms of shooter demographics. So since 2001, the organisation has analysed the backgrounds of 197 mass shooters, still not the entire picture, but a more representative one. And as you can see in this chart, just one of them is transgender. The overwhelming majority are male. So this therefore contradicts the accusations made by those who are posting this misrepresentative chart that we looked at earlier.
Charlotte, thanks so much for taking us through all of that. That's Charlotte there with tonight's Truth or Fake. Do stay with us. We'll be right back with more world news.